Hey y'all. So for those who don't know me, I'm Greta. I'm the owner of Define 139 Training and Fitness. And as we get ready to celebrate 8 years, I've been thinking a lot about how we even got here. When people see me now, they may see a trainer, a health coach, or a gym owner and assume that taking care of my body has always come naturally to me. But that could not be further from the truth. So I began struggling with my weight and my body image when I was very young. I remember praying at night, asking God to help me wake up smaller. After Greg and I were married, I gained 50 pounds very quickly. I was eating poorly, barely moving, and I just didn't feel good. At 22, I decided to make a change. I began cooking more, watching my portions, and walking. And eventually, I started running and strength training, and I lost about 80 pounds. On the outside, it looked like success, but inside, I was struggling. Even at a size 4, I didn't feel small enough. I restricted my food, I exercised for hours, and I allowed the number on the scale and the size of my clothes to determine how I felt about myself. People saw discipline, but they didn't see the fear, obsession, and body dysmorphia behind it. Greg and I started dating when we were 16, and he has loved me at a size 20 and a size 4 and every size in between. He never made my weight part of my worth. I truly believe God used his steady love as part of my healing, even though it would take years before I learned to see myself differently. Fitness remained a huge part of my life. I taught fitness classes while working full time as a teacher. And deep down, I wanted to become a personal trainer, but I didn't believe I could build a career doing it. Now, years later, when another business I had built began to change, God started leading me back to that dream. I was 42. I was recovering from a long battle with mono and afraid I had just waited too long. So I sat down to purchase my personal training certification, but couldn't make myself hit the button. I walked away, opened my devotional, and the first sentence said, "My plan for your life does not have an expiration date." I heard that message loud and clear. I went back to the computer and hit submit. Define 139 began on September 10th, 2018, with one outdoor boot camp at Graham Recreation Park. Sophie, who had just turned 14, it was her birthday, and two of my high school friends were there, and they were the only people there. The name Define 139 comes from Psalm 139:14. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I wanted women to stop allowing the scale, their clothing size, or someone else's opinion to define them and begin seeing themselves the way God does. Over the years, Define 139 grew from outdoor boot camps to personal training, online workouts, and nutrition coaching. When COVID closed the gyms, we moved online. What felt like another obstacle opened a door to help women in an entirely new way. But my own healing still wasn't complete. In 2021, while my dad was dying of cancer, I coped with stress by eating very little and exercising way too much. I lost weight, but as soon as I began eating normally again, I gained it back and then more, and I was just depleted. And that was when I finally admitted that eating less and exercising like a crazy person could not be the whole answer. I hired my own coach and through that became a certified nutrition coach. And I learned that my body needed more food, more rest, less punishment. And I learned how to properly fuel and care for my body. I didn't just experience physical change, God changed my heart too. And for the first time, I began believing that I was also fearfully and wonderfully made. That experience became the foundation for metabolic mapping. We don't just hand women a calorie goal and a workout plan. We look at the whole person: nutrition, movement, strength training, sleep, stress, hydration, mindset, health, and real life, because it all matters. And then 1 year ago, Greg and I followed another dream and opened our own gym. After years of training in parks, inside other gyms, from home and online, Define 139 finally had a home of its own. Opening the gym together was a huge step of faith and another reminder that God's timing is so much bigger and better than ours. Today, Define 139 is more than I ever imagined it could be. It's a place where women can become stronger, either in the gym or through online, change their bodies, care for their health, and be reminded that their worth was never determined by a number. 8 years later, Greg and I can look back and see God's hand through all of it, the struggles, the closed doors, the unexpected turns, and the dreams that just took years to unfold. This business was born from my struggles, built through faith, and strengthened by every woman who trusted us to become part of her story. And I truly believe we are only getting started.